Hey everyone, Minutia Minute here, coming at you guys with somewhat of a look at me, but also a public service announcement. Uh, for the last few months, it's been rumored and reported that Powerhouse Films, which is the company responsible for all the releases you see here before you, are coming to the United States. They are a UK-based home media boutique label. They have a ton of fantastic releases, and they have partnered with Alliance to bring their titles to the United States. So they're going to be available on Amazon, Barnes& Noble, Sunrise, Critics' Choice, and Diabolic DVD. Last week, the Digital Bits did an article on this saying the titles were going to be available starting last week, and then just on Tuesday on Mid-Level Media's channel he found some at a Barnes& Noble. So I just wanted to give a shout out and a welcome to Powerhouse Films and their Indicator line, and just make sure that you guys know about them and are on the lookout for them, because those of you guys who are movie fans will appreciate this label. And just to kind of illustrate and share why you guys should be excited, I thought I would show off a few of my favorite titles and talk about why I like this label so much, as well as give just a few pointers about what's out there, how their special edition and limited editions work, that kind of a thing. So, first up, I've got this beautiful copy of Night of the Demon, aka Curse of the Demon in the United States. As you can see, Indicator Films is listed on the bottom here, and then it does have a spine number. All of Indicator's films have spine numbers. And this is the limited edition of this release. If you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend it. I picked it up because it's directed by Jacques Tourneur, who I discovered in the last few years. I had never seen the movie Cat People, and I saw that movie and absolutely loved it. Got super into Val Lewton, and right around that time, I was discovering Indicator. And they happened to have this up, and it was advertised as a Jacques Tourneur film. And so I said, what the heck, let's give it a try. And sure enough, this was an absolutely fantastic movie and well worth the purchase of the limited edition. So at the time I had this imported, I want to say it was like 40 bucks, maybe a little bit more even with shipping. So not the cheapest thing in the world. It was well worth it. So you'll see inside you've got all the things you would want in a deluxe edition release of a movie. So it comes with a nice perfect bound book. It says Night of the Demon on the side, and you pop it open and you've got a whole host of things, essays, a discussion on the British Board of Film Censors and what their reaction was to the movie, an article talking about the different versions of Night of the Demon, just really all kinds of interesting, unique stuff in this booklet. I think that for my money, Indicator has the best booklets with their movies out of any of the boutique labels. Like, there are some really good Criterion books that come with their movies as well. But I would say pound for pound, these guys have just really quality, in-depth content. You learn a lot from the books that come in the Indicator Films special editions. Got some storyboards there, just all kinds of cool stuff. You get Julian Carswell's card with some secret writing on it. If you've seen the movie, you know what this is kind of referencing. I'm not going to fold it out, but it does come with the theatrical poster, if you want to put that up. And then, of course, you've got the film itself with the beautiful artwork right on the front, a whole list of special features on the back. And as you can see, I actually kept the J card. And the reason I did that is the J card has what number edition you have. So in this case, I have the 1038th copy of a 10,000 copy limited edition. And then, of course, you got your discs here. So in this case, it's a 2-disc set. And underneath that, you'll see it has alternative artwork. A lot of times, if it's something that was released in America under a different title, it'll provide the American title underneath, so you can flip that around if you want to, which is kind of nice. One note, if you guys are out hunting for Indicator films, is you'll see this one is all region. A lot of their films are all region, but even on their website, a lot of times they're listed as just being region B. So it's definitely a situation where if you want one of the films that they have and you don't have a region-free player, it's always worth taking a look to see if it actually is region B or if it just says that it's region B. So if you quick Google it, search, someone on Reddit or somewhere will let you know if it's actually locked to region B. A perfect example of this is the Hammer collections that they've put out. So there have actually been 6 Hammer sets. This is volume 1. I have all 6. And these are all available in America. But a lot of them, especially in the first like 4 or 5 volumes, have all been released in America as 2 film sets, but they come on 1 disc. They don't have any special features. The definition of a bare bones release, but you can get a really nice edition through Powerhouse Indicator. And the films that Powerhouse has snapped up in these box sets generally have been really, really interesting because all of the like Mummy movies, Frankenstein movies are all tied to various different studios. They've all gotten their own Blu-ray releases. But there's a ton of like Hammer noir that's out there that is underserved, and Indicator has given them their due. So for example, in volume 1, Fear Warning, you'll see we've got Maniac, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, The Gorgon, and Fanatic. Now, Maniac, Gorgon, and Fanatic are among the best Hammer films out there, in my opinion, especially Maniac and Fanatic. The Gorgon is also excellent, but these two in particular are top 5 for me of the Hammer movies I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen them all. And they just don't get that much love. But as you can see, if you get the box set here, you have all of the films in their own cases. I'm not going to show all of these off, but I will show off, let's go with Maniac. Beautiful artwork. Pop it open. Each film individually has a book, again with just cast and crew information, but then also just a ton of content. You're always going to see an article in here from like Kim Newman, people like that. You will see actually a lot of the same film historians popping up, but they have really interesting things to say. Very intelligent essays in these books for sure. Here's an interview with Jimmy Sangster, which is really cool. He wrote a book about writing for Hammer Films that isn't particularly well written, but it has the most amazing title ever, which is, do you want it done right or do you want it done Tuesday? And that's the name of his like film biography, which I thought was pretty fantastic. But anyway, pop it open. Like I said, you got your booklet, you've got your disc, and then on the inside, as you can see, there is alternative artwork on the inside too. So just really, really great packaging here. Again, this is a limited edition. So if you look at the little sleeve on the inside, flip it around, you'll see that this is number 923 out of 6,000. One last note on the Indicator Hammer releases is, as I think I said before, there's been 6 volumes out so far. The first 4, which you see behind you, are region free. I think on their website it lists them as region B, but they are in fact region free. So if you're ever out in the wild looking for them or you find a copy, pick it up. You can play it, I promise. However, volume 5 and 6, which I have not had the chance to open yet actually, I need to get to these ones in my 365 movie challenge for sure. These ones are region B locked. If you don't have an unlocked Blu-ray player, you're not going to be able to watch volume 5 or volume 6. Now, the last releases I wanted to just take a quick second to shout out is their Ray Harryhausen releases. These were actually the very first movies that I picked up from Powerhouse Indicator. I'm a big Ray Harryhausen fan, and if you're like me, you've probably noticed there's not a lot of great ways to watch Ray Harryhausen movies. There's a lot of them on DVD. I think pretty much all of them are available on Blu-ray in the United States, but it's a very broad mixture of quality. Some of them are out of print, some of them are put out by Sony, some of them are put out by Warner. It's just kind of all over the place. Ray Harryhausen only made like, I want to say 13 or 14 films, and 9 of them have gotten the deluxe Powerhouse Indicator treatment. You've got the Sinbad trilogy, and then you've got a couple of these Worlds of Ray Harryhausen 3-packs that cover just some of his films over a specific period. So 1955 to 1960 and 1961 to 1964. So you can get almost all the Ray Harryhausen movies through Powerhouse Indicator, and they all have this wonderful art. And then each of the discs, again, it gets their own case. Just fantastic packaging quality on these. Now, each of these movies don't have their own individual book, but as you can see, each volume gets a perfect bound book to go with it that talks about the films. Now, before I wrap this video up, I wanted to take a minute just to quick talk about the release cadence the Powerhouse Indicator uses. So, for example, Night of the Demon, limited to 10,000 copies. It is now long sold out. However, once they sell out of the limited edition, they will come out with a standard edition. The standard edition, I think, is almost always region-free. Don't quote me on that, but for the most part, region-free. It's just not going to have all the physical goodies with it. Generally, it'll be all the contents on the disc, but you're not going to get the booklet or the sleeve or the slipcase, like whatever that may entail. If they put out something in a box set, once the box set's sold out, they'll sell those films individually in just standard keep case packaging. And to illustrate the difference, just so it's easier for you guys to tell, I have these 2 copies of Torture Garden with me here. I bought this one by mistake. It is the standard edition. It does not come with the booklet. It has all the same contents on the inside as far as the disc contents goes, but it isn't going to have the physical special edition stuff with it. So as you can see on the back, they're almost identical, but this one says it's the limited Blu-ray special edition. And while the vast majority of the content is consistent across both versions, this one has the limited edition exclusive 36-page booklet. This one does not. Obviously, you'll be able to tell based on heft, but the easiest way to tell if you're like on a website and you're not quite sure which version you're getting, if it has the standard Blu-ray disc top up here, that means you're getting a standard edition. If it is more like a Criterion release, where the artwork goes all the way to the top, that is most likely going to be the limited edition version. There are a lot of movies they've put out that are just a single keep case style release. But those also always have some kind of limited edition with them, followed by a standard edition release later. So it's just important to know that if you're out in the wild looking. So with that, that pretty much wraps up my ramble about Powerhouse Indicator. If you aren't familiar with this label, they are definitely one to watch for. I've never had a blind buy from them that I haven't felt like was worthwhile. They don't put out bad stuff. They put out a lot of interesting B-movie stuff. But it's pretty well curated in my opinion. Like, they don't just put out any old title. Last fall, they had their 5th anniversary, and they had an amazing sale on their website, and I was able to import a whole bunch of stuff, which is why you can see some of my stuff here is currently sealed, because I got it all at a really deep discount for their 5th anniversary sale, and even with shipping it across from Great Britain, it was still like a really solid deal. And when I did that, I was pretty sure I was going to do a 365 movie challenge, and so I bought heavy knowing that I'd be going for that. So I was able to pick up this Bloody Terror box set, which is the shocking cinema of Norman J. Warren. Comes with 5 movies, a booklet, and a whole bunch of other goodies. I actually didn't really know anything about Norman Warren until I saw him interviewed on the Spookies documentary, and it made me really want to watch his movies. I was familiar with his movies, but I'd never seen them, so I snagged this up when it was on sale. I also got the Christopher Lee Fu Manchu Cycle, which is also 5 films. I have not opened this one up yet, but I'm really excited to dig into these as well. So be sure to be on the lookout on my 365 movie challenge. I'll definitely have a week of Powerhouse films or a week of Hammer that's going to include Powerhouse, that kind of thing. So be on the lookout for those in future videos. In the meantime, if you're in Barnes & Noble, you see a Powerhouse Films release, give it a look. It might be worth a pickup. It's a great label, really high quality packaging, but most importantly, really well curated titles that you would actually want to watch. They've got William Castle sets. I've got one right there, actually. They've got Sam Fuller. They've only been around for 5 years, but they put out a ton of really high quality material. So definitely go check out their website, see what they have on offer, and be on the lookout for them in the United States. Super excited to have them and get their stuff a little bit cheaper. But that wraps it up for me on this video, so be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you guys have a great week in movies. Thanks for watching.